feeling from the movie because they don't develop him enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they kind of show, you know, like a little backstory to the rape, but they don't really, you know, you never see the daughter or anything like that to never make that connection of how heinous of a crime it was that was committed.
You don't really...
To make him as angry as he was.
Yeah, it would have been nice to actually see him with some other expression. Remember I was saying
that
he has the same expression on his face through the whole movie, which is fine, except that it would have been nice to see him as just normal first, because it would be more impactful.
Right.
If he's, you know, like, but the entire movie, he's just like, oh, you know.
Yeah, you never get that feeling of him being a hurt father or struggling through this thing that's going on with him. He's just hardcore the whole movie, basically.
Yeah.
Which even in that, like, understand, so these people start coming up, showing up and killing, and these guys are all like some sort of biker gang, it seemed like. And, I mean, this dude kind of takes on like 10 of these guys all by himself and takes them all out, which is pretty unbelievable to me, you know? Right. And I don't think they were trying to go for like a humor aspect of this guy could never do this. That it was supposed to be legitimately serious. It was just crazy, unbelievable, because there's like, this guy's just a guy. He's not going to be able to do this.
Right.
You know?
I like what they were going for as far as at least through most of it, trying to keep us where we never 100% know if the kidnapped guy is the bad guy or not. I like that they tried to do that. I don't know if they were successful. I'm bouncing off of you saying the one character's name who I do know, his name is Chris.
Okay.
The Chris guy, like, he is kind of the hero, but at the same time, because we never really, well, we know at the end, but we don't really know through most of it, is he just crazy?
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that they did that where we don't know if we're supposed to be on the side of the guy getting tortured or the side of the guy, you know, because obviously, like, it's so easy to make the bad guy a child rapist. Like,
right.
Like, that's like, nobody's going to side with that guy.
Right.
So it's an easy victim, you know, to pick because, oh, you kidnapped and tortured him. Well, yeah, but he's a child rapist, so it's fine. But is he?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they tried to do it so we don't really know. But I don't know if it was successful because it just, like you're saying, like the Chris guy, I don't know. I wasn't fully invested in him. Like, as far as him being like the avenging father. Like, I didn't really fully get on his.
Well, it's because he kind of only had that one expression.
Yeah.
He had one mode, and that was it. And it was just like, and he's constantly. He almost got annoying after a while because he would be sitting there, and all of a sudden he's pummeling the guy's face again, and then she's pulling him off, and then a little while later he's hitting him again, and it's just like, okay.
See, and I think that could have worked. But they had to get you to be on his side.
Right.
You know, they had to do something to develop the fact that to get the watcher of the movie to be as mad, you know what I mean? To have some sort of anger towards that guy.
Yeah.
And they just never did that.
What I want to know is why he didn't just say, it wasn't me, it was this other guy.
Well, because I think they were apparently business partners in some way, so he's not going to give at this point in time, he doesn't know that guy's trying to kill him.
Yeah,
but I mean, as soon as those guys show up,
right,
he's got to know that who they are and why they're there. So at that point, he took him quite a while to admit that was the guy that raped her.
Yeah,
he was dying at that point.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down this route. I am a little confused about why the child rape thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
Through again, like early on when I'm watching and I'm thinking, oh, these guys run some kind of a criminal organization.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking, oh, you're doing the, you know, the QAnon Pizzagate thing. You're doing they kidnap kids and then they sell them for, you know, that's what I thought they were going for. It seemed to me that is not at all what they were going for. This was just an incident where a guy climbs in a second-story window, kidnaps this girl.
Somehow jumps out of the second-story window with the kid and then runs off with the kid to a park.
And I don't really get what the point of that was. You know, not that there's necessarily a point to why you would rape a kid. That doesn't seem like the best way to go about doing that if that's what you're going to do.
Right.
So I don't know what the motivation was to actually break into this house.
Yeah, I mean, maybe his kid was the one, you know, maybe.
I don't know. It's very weird to me. Like, I don't, it's like I said, I don't want to go down this route because I don't want to, like, just think from the mindset of a child predator.
Right.
But I'm thinking you're going to go for, like, the low-hanging fruit, right?
Right.
You're not going to go out of your way.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, especially, like you said, like a second-story window in a house that's, like, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You know, the father
the father is down on the couch.
Right.
I mean,
right. Like like how likely are you to actually get away with that? You know, without, I mean, what if the father had a gun and, you know, heard that, came upstairs before he was, somehow this guy was really quick because the dad woke up, walked upstairs and
the kid was gone.
Window was open.
Yeah.
And there was no, like, ladder still sitting there or something to suggest how this guy got out the window.
No, there was
because
nothing.
it was on the second floor.
And the other thing too is like if this is like a criminal enterprise, but they're not focused on child trafficking or whatever, if it's just a criminal enterprise, why would they all go along with this one guy doing that? Like the other guy who was in charge knew about it. Obviously.
See, in the way I took this is I think they were trying to develop the guy that was the rapist as he's kind of that sick criminal that just thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's constantly cleaning up after him because he's doing whatever he feels like doing because he's like, well, I'm a criminal organization. I can get away with this, so I'm going to do it. And everybody else is like, that's not what we do.
The other person I was weirded out by going along with it was the woman, the nurse.
Yeah, that's too.
Because that seemed to me like, you know, I try to put myself in that situation and I'd be like, look, I'm not going to be involved in this.
Yeah,
like,
she had an ample opportunity to pick up a phone and call the cops.
Or at least sit out.
Yeah.
You know, be like, okay, you can do what you got to do, but know that afterwards I'm calling the police and I'm not going to take any part in this because she had kids of her own.
You're right.
And it's like, you know, sorry, dude, that your kid got raped. That doesn't mean destroy my life and my family, too. And
her character arc did not make a lot of sense to me.
And what was she even there for?
I think he wanted her there to make sure he didn't die.
That's what I think it originally was, and he kind of wanted a witness.
But they should have gone with that then, and he should have been torturing him in ways that
Well, he did for a while before the rest of the people.
No, because all he did was he just kept hitting him with
a hammer. Yeah. Well, that's.
But what's she gonna do with that?
Oh.
Just make sure he doesn't go too far to kill him.
But yeah, it was very weird because early on, you know, when she doesn't really get the full situation, you know, she knows there's a guy who's tied up in her house and another guy who wants to beat this guy.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you call the cops and you say, there's a guy who broke into my house and he's torturing another guy in my house.
Yeah.
Like that seems like what you would do. Then as she gets deeper into it, then I get her like reluctance because if she is under the impression that the kidnapped guy is this powerful, connected guy, you might not want to call the police. I could be understanding of that.
Yeah.
Because this is apparently a guy who has gone on trial in the past and nothing will stick because he's just got that power.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get her not wanting to call police attention to this situation. But then I'm back being confused again because at the end, spoiler, at the end, when we find out who the actual rapist is, she just casually like shoves a bar into his temple and kills him.
Yeah.
And again, like not that we're like feeling sorry for the child rapist. That didn't strike me as her character, as somebody who's a murderer.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
But then again, I'm gonna kind of disagree with you on that, Gavin, because you know, there at this point there's probably 11 dead bodies in her apartment or her house, and You don't know what that's going to do to you.